Welcome to the University of Arizona College of Medicine Tucson Spring 2021 ceremony. My name is Yara Gottme.
And I'm Josh Puri.
And it is our honor to represent the College of Medicine Tucson.
On behalf of the graduates, we want to thank all parents, family, and friends for their love and constant support. Please stand for the symbolic start of our ceremony, the processional and placement of the mace.
Our mace bearer today is Dr. Paul Gordon, who practices family medicine and teaches medical students bedside medicine and clinical reasoning. He carries and places a mace to mark the beginning of a rite of passage that has been honored for centuries.
As the embodiment of the institution's authority, the mace represents perseverance and dedication. From here, we move on to the next phase of our lives, thanks to the faculty who have led us to this moment.
Class of 2021, good morning and welcome. Today we celebrate the University of Arizona's 157th commencement and the 50th convocation of the College of Medicine Tucson. This has clearly been a year of tremendous challenges answered by extraordinary resilience. I get to take my mask off. We recognize the efforts made by countless people at the university and around the world to adapt and to sustain us. Thank you.
Buenos días. Bienvenidos a la Universidad de Arizona. Hoy celebramos la 157 ceremonia de graduación de la Universidad de Arizona y además la convocatoria número 50 del Colegio de Medicina Tucson. A nuestra familia de Wildcats y a los graduados que nos ven esta mañana en Arizona y en todo el mundo, gracias por unirse a nuestra celebración. Este ha sido un año de tremendos desafíos y los enfrentamos con una extraordinaria resiliencia. Reconocemos los esfuerzos realizados por innumerables personas en la universidad y en todo el mundo. Agradecemos su ayuda para adaptarnos y por apoyarnos a todos. Gracias.
Okay, you never sat down, so I don't have to ask you to stand up. But please rise if you're able for a special version of the national anthem performed earlier by 3 graduating Arizona musical BFA seniors, Cameron Elias, Jenna Meadows, and Tony Morena, directed by Christy Kerr and Jamie Reed. Please remove your caps and the flags over there.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? Land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Wow, that's a good way to get the morning started. Please be seated.
President Robbins, you said we would be back in person, and here we are. Thank you.
Very nice to be here with all of you in person, and especially to have your loved ones and your families here. Dean Abecassis, I couldn't be happier to be in the new Cole and Jenny Davis Center today with so many of our students. I'm thrilled to be welcoming into our profession 119 new physicians from the College of Medicine, Tucson. Congratulations.
Well, that definitely deserves a round of applause.
And as we celebrate here on this beautiful campus, we respectfully acknowledge that the University of Arizona is on unceded land of indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being the home to the O'odham and the Pasquayaqui. Committed to diversity and inclusion, the university strives to build sustainable relationships with Arizona's native nations and tribal communities through educational offerings, partnerships, and community service. Our actions will recognize the past and lay the foundation for all future Indigenous students. To all of the Wildcat family and graduates watching this morning, from throughout Arizona and indeed around the world, thank you for joining our celebrations. Graduates, this morning is for you, to be recognized for all of your hard work and accomplishments. I know it's going to be a little long. There'll be many speeches. Live in the moment and simply enjoy it. You earned this right to be here. Congratulations.
This is a time to give thanks for everything we have and for the people who have dedicated themselves to make our lives better. First, we would like to thank our military veterans watching this morning for their service to our country, and in particular, those currently serving. And we can't tell you how thankful we are for the people on the front lines of this pandemic. Many of the people sitting here today were on the front lines from the beginning. Thank you so much.
We're especially proud of all of our Arizona faculty members for their flexibility, working with students online and in person, our researchers who have developed COVID-19 tests for individuals and whole housing complexes, our vaccine pod volunteers, and in particular, our facilities teams, whose incredible dedication and foresight has translated into a vaccine freezer farm, the smooth operation of the university's vaccination pod, and the continuation and excellence in operations for the entire campus through very difficult times. Wildcats adapt and simply bear down.
To our governing body, the Arizona Board of Regents, who work tirelessly to lead, promote, and protect this institution and all that it stands for, we thank you for all that you do. Esteemed class of 2021, to get to this point in your professional journey, you have all demonstrated an impressive list of character traits: discipline, intelligence, courage, humility, perseverance, enthusiasm, humor, empathy, teamwork, and a clear sense of purpose. But specific to this past year, you have displayed an additional quality that was crucial to getting through the pandemic, and that is resilience. It is this particular attribute that will serve you well as you successfully take on the challenges of the next segment of your journey, and as you learn to apply new knowledge and skills to patients. Sir William Osler, considered by most to be the father of internal medicine, once said, "Medicine is a science of uncertainty and an art of probability." So as you begin to care for patients more independently as residents, relying on the strong scientific foundation of knowledge gained at this College of Medicine, and until we all learn how to prescribe increasingly complex diagnostic and therapeutic interventions using decision support algorithms based on machine learning and artificial intelligence. Until that time, please remember that while the practice of medicine is anchored in science, applying these scientific principles to patients is an art. Our faculty and staff are extremely proud of you. Each one of them extends their congratulations on your significant achievements. We all look forward to your continued success. President Robbins.
I'm so proud of our graduating students. You've all reached a milestone in your lives by earning your degrees, and now we're all excited to see the impact that you will make on our world. This past year, I've been so impressed with all Wildcats. I've seen our students' compassion for helping one another, for serving the community, and doing everything they can to help all of us get through the pandemic. Last year, I talked to our graduating medical students about the importance of the physician truly seeing the person they are treating and not just viewing their numbers through a computer screen, what renowned physician and best-selling author Abraham Bragosi calls the eye patient. And I talked about the significance of the physical exam as a ritual of trust and care, a sign of our promise to be there with our patients, no matter what. I believe these values are even more important now as we adapt to the COVID-19 pandemic. As patients are isolated in the midst of sometimes punishing and fatal illness, It is so important that we see their humanity, and that we remember they have people they love and who love them in return. While the physical exam may look different in the midst of a pandemic, we can and still should have compassion for our patients, and we must still advocate for them at every turn. COVID-19 has changed how people interact with their physicians as more people are relying on telemedicine. It will be all the more important to build trust with your patients in a virtual setting. You're graduating into a challenging moment for our profession and for the world as a whole. But as you are prepared, we are confident that you can overcome all of these challenges and obstacles. You have the support of all of the University of Arizona. You're entering a profession dedicated to the service of others. It's an incredible calling, and I congratulate you on this achievement and for what you will do going forward. And now I'd like to turn over the proceedings to Dean Michael Abacasis.
Thank you, President Robbins. I would like to take a moment now to introduce those on the platform with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, on the platform, please stand as I introduce you. Dr. Chad Whalen, Chief Executive Officer, Banner University Medical Group, Tucson. Dr. Josh Lee, Physician Executive, Banner University Medical Group, Tucson. Dr. Kevin Moynihan, Vice Dean, Education. Dr. Victoria Moraine, Vice Dean, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Janet Corral, Associate Dean, Curricular Affairs. Dr. George Fantry, Senior Associate Dean, Student Affairs and Admissions. Dr. Richard Amini, Assistant Dean, Student Affairs. Dr. Violet Siwick, Assistant Dean, Student Affairs. Dr. Kathy Smith, Assistant Dean, Student Affairs. Dr. William Rappaport, Professor, Surgery. Dr. Todd Vandera, Department Head and Professor, Pharmacology. Will the platform party please be seated? This morning, some very special people in this audience and those who are watching from afar are also celebrating your achievements. They have played important and sometimes pivotal roles. They have helped when needed and where possible have cheered your successes and supported you through rough patches and have been looking forward to this day as much as you have. To all the parents, spouses, partners, family and friends, we are so grateful for your support, your encouragement and commitment during their challenging yet rewarding journey to become doctors. I would also like to acknowledge all of those who have taught, advised, and mentored the members of this graduating class. Whether you are faculty or a staff member, thank you for guiding and mentoring our students as they worked so hard to get here today. I know each and every one of you is so proud of our students. Will the faculty representatives from the college and members of the staff located throughout the building please rise so we can express our gratitude. I I would now like to introduce Dr. Kevin Moynihan, who will introduce this year's class speaker. Please join me in welcoming Kevin Moynihan.
I can't tell you how happy I am to be here with you in person. And I'd like to thank the university and Dr. Robbins for making this happen. I can't tell you how much it means to me personally, and just seeing you all here really makes my heart shine. It's also hard for me to believe that 4 years have gone by and you are now about to graduate as proud physicians from the College of Medicine, Tucson. I remember welcoming your class at orientation and then helping you enter the profession at the white coat ceremony. And here you are, one part of your journey complete. I am proud to have shared your medical experience with you, some of the highs, some of the lows, but all of the passion for medicine and caring for people. Your class has impressed me with qualities of resilience and compassion, traits that will serve you well in the future. I look forward to working with those of you continuing your residency training at the College of Medicine, Tucson. I wish you all of the best in your careers and in your life. Medicine is a profession in a constant state of change, and you will help shape the future of healthcare. I know you'll make us proud. My best advice for a fulfilling career is to never forget why you entered the profession in the first place. I do that on a regular basis, and it works. Thanks for the memories. And now, I'm very pleased to introduce this year's class speaker, China Ray Newman. China Ray is from Phoenix, Arizona, and holds 2 degrees in biology and English, and states she has always loved writing. These are both from the University of Arizona. She has continued writing in medical school and has published poems in the Journal of Family Medicine and Harmony, the college's visual arts and literary journal. Each explores the compassionate nature of physicians' relationships with their patients and their families. China Ray earned distinction in the college's community service, rural health, and medical education tracks. In the CUT program, she was a physician coordinator for the Women's Clinic. She has volunteered over 400 hours, mostly for Clinica Amistad, a free clinic in South Tucson, since 2014, and at the Z Mansion, which hosted a field hospital for homeless people at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. She worked with pediatricians in Nogales and family medicine physicians in Safford during her time in the Rural Health Professions Program, which inspired her to go into rural family medicine. Her medical education study involved a survey of faculty and students on how well the pre-clerkship curriculum prepared students for clerkships, the clinical training students received during their 3rd years of medical school. China Ray additionally was co-president of the college's Family Medicine Interest Group, president of Medical Students for Choice, outreach chair for the Medical Ethics Reality Forum, and education and coordinator for the OBGYN Obstetrics and Gynecology Interest Group. Tellingly, she is one of only 6 students in her class to be inducted to both the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society and the Gold Humanism Honor Society, which also gave her a Golden Heart Award in 2019. And don't forget, we're talking about a student here. She's yet to fulfill her most telling achievements going forward. She was also among the first to receive a primary care scholarship. She sends out emails with words of encouragement to each class before they have an exam, which also make me happy when I read them. And they include photographs of her self-proclaimed princess dog, Tumbleweed. She is passionate about fostering community among her colleagues. China Ray will be continuing her education at Cascades East, a rural family medicine program affiliated with Oregon Health and Sciences University in Klamath Falls, Oregon. She will practice rural, full-spectrum family medicine in Arizona following her residency. Ladies and gentlemen, with that wonderful introduction, all done by her, China Ray Newman.
All right, now I'm supposed to give a speech. Hi. My classmates, my colleagues, my friends, I cannot tell you how honored I am to be speaking to you here today, and how proud I am of all of us as we officially transition from medical students into the physicians we have worked so hard to become. Becoming a doctor takes hard work, inner strength, and perseverance. It also takes the support of those around us, our families, friends, teachers, and communities who bear us through even the hardest of times. It also takes some luck and the fortune to be given the opportunity to become a physician. As you walk through the world with your new MDs, I hope you remember both how hard you worked to earn your place as a doctor and how lucky you are to have the opportunity to serve your patients. It is difficult to express just how proud I am of the class of 2021 and all of the students here at the College of Medicine. My colleagues are kind and compassionate, and they give of themselves constantly to make the world a better place. Some friends volunteer nearly every week to provide humanitarian aid to those seeking better lives. Others meet monthly to discuss ways to make the college more anti-racist and participate on our official anti-racism in medicine committees in order to help those ideas come to fruition in policy. Some have undertaken major efforts to help reform our curriculum to be more inclusive. When the pandemic hit last year, there were those who organized for us to serve Tucson's homeless while we were not able to attend our usual clinical duties. And we cannot forget our classmates who worked tirelessly to make sure that we, the students, had the opportunity to truly celebrate our own major milestones, even in a year that has been everything but what we expected. And it isn't only about the large gestures. I have the kind of colleagues who will take the extra time and effort to reach out to a peer who's struggling, to go the extra mile for their patients, or to say a kind word to put a smile on someone else's face. They are incredible, wonderful people. I've had the joy of working with them in the classroom and on the wards, and now I have the honor of becoming a doctor alongside them. I believe that being a physician is about more than simply providing medical care. As doctors, we will have the opportunity and the duty to act as leaders in our communities, to advocate for positive change in healthcare and in society at large, to create a future in which medicine truly provides equitable care to all people, and in which our profession fully represents and actively embraces the diverse peoples of our world. I am happy to tell you that the students at the College of Medicine did not decide to wait until they became physicians to start this important work. My friends, I know that I don't have to remind you to do your best for your communities. I do want to remind you to have compassion for yourselves. As you take on the new challenges of being a physician, remember to be kind to yourself when you make mistakes and to take care of your body and your mind by eating, sleeping, and moving. Make sure to take a little time every day to do something that brings you joy. Remember, it is not our test scores that make us good doctors, but the heart that we bring and the hard work that we do for the ones we serve. Remember that caring for yourself is part of being an excellent doctor. When things are hard, remember that at least one person in admissions thought you would be a great physician. I believe in you too, and I know I'm not the only one. To all of you who have supported us, thank you. I know that I would never have started this journey, let alone come this far, without the support of the countless teachers and mentors who nurtured my desires to learn and connect with my community since the beginning of my education. To the parents and families who helped create the wonderful colleagues in my class, thank you. To my family especially, thank you for always believing in me, no matter how big my dreams are. To the partners and friends who have supported us both logistically and emotionally through this part of our journey, thank you. Special thanks to my husband, Carl, who made sure I was never hungry or for want of a warm embrace. To all of the faculty and staff at the College of Medicine, thank you for creating a community that I am proud to be a part of, and for shaping us into physicians who are prepared to provide excellent care to our future patients. Thanks to the Society's mentors, especially mine, Dr. Gordon, also known as my medicine dad, for not only taking us from eager students to doctors, but also acting as our counsel and our cheerleaders. To my fellow medical students, incoming through rising fourth years, thank you for your courage and commitment in taking up the mantle of improving the College of Medicine for everyone. You make me so proud. I am so lucky to have been part of the University of Arizona's College of Medicine in Tucson for the past 4 years, and I'm going to miss all of you so much. And to the class of 2021, thank you for everything. I am so grateful for the beautiful community that I've been part of for these past 4 years. I am so honored to call you my colleagues and my friends. I love you all so much. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you for that very inspiring speech. I would now like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. David Skorton. Dr. Skorton is President and CEO of the AAMC, which is the Association of American Medical Colleges, a not-for-profit association dedicated to transforming healthcare through medical education, patient care, medical research, and community collaborations. Dr. Skorton is doing this virtually for a number of reasons, and I just wanted to make the point that the AAMC has led medical colleges under his leadership through this pandemic, giving us guidance and advice regarding every aspect of medical education. So, Dr. Skorton.
Welcome and congratulations. Your path to this moment has been full of unpredictable surprises, challenges, and joys. But that is just like the practice of medicine itself, so you're well on your way. You know, over 40 years ago, I was where you are, and I think I can relate to how you might be feeling today. The day I received my MD degree, I knew I was embarking on a career that I was deeply passionate about, one that would bring me great joy. And in fact, I still sort of tear up thinking about that day. As I received my degree, I felt the support of my family and my friends. I wouldn't have made it without all they did for me during the tough days and nights of medical school. And that's not just a cliche. I never would have gotten through medical school without lots of support. And I'm going to take a moment to congratulate your own friends and loved ones who deserve a special round of applause today as well. Yet I also recall feeling just terrified. Big changes were coming, and I wondered, am I ready for the transition to residency? Moving from being a medical student to mentoring the next class of medical students seemed daunting, especially when I learned I was scheduled to be on call the very first night I reported for my internship. You're not unusual if you feel a bit overwhelmed and apprehensive by what's coming next. And I encourage you to recognize and to acknowledge that fear, but also know that you will have enormous support throughout the next phase of your journey. And you will encounter people you can learn from wherever you look, as long as you're open to seeing them. Just for one example, I learned a great deal from the charge nurse on the hospital floor where I was first assigned to care for patients, beginning that very first night of my internship at the UCLA Medical Center. not just about hospital procedures and patient care, but importantly, I learned about how we can learn from people who aren't physicians. Please be open to that possibility yourself. My fellow interns had a lot to teach me as well, but some of the most compelling mentors that I had were actually my patients and their families. I remember I once had to make a terribly hard decision regarding a patient with very severe disease who might not survive for more than a day. The patient, her husband, and I spent time in her hospital room and together, collectively, worked out how, emotionally and medically, to face the coming day and the end of life. They taught me much about strength, humility, and compassion, about understanding the limits of medical care, and they reminded me that the most major decisions of diagnosis and therapy must be made jointly with the patient and often with the family. Especially in today's increasingly diverse world, it is more important than ever to listen to and learn from the authentic lived experiences of our patients, and I cannot overstate the importance of that. It takes a long time, as you know, to become a doctor, and you have thought about this for years. Perhaps you had a vision of what this day would be like. Then, COVID-19 taught us an unforgettable lesson that we have learned over and over again. Life is unpredictable, and so is medicine. Old traditions went out the window quickly during the pandemic. Sometimes that can be a good thing, even though I think we'd all prefer to be celebrating this day in person together. And I recognize you had to replace some hands-on clinical rotations with virtual learning. Well, let's give credit to your faculty, staff, and administrators who helped adjust your training so rapidly and successfully. You know, I feel a personal connection to Dean Abacasis, who began his clinical career at the University of Iowa in the early 1990s when I was there as a faculty member. The students, faculty, staff, and administrators at medical schools across the country have worked heroically under difficult circumstances, figuring out answers to problems we never expected to even have to solve. But not all of our lost traditions are ones to mourn. COVID-19 jump-started the kind of change our health system has long needed. For one example, telehealth use nationwide is now 5 times greater than it was before the pandemic, and many states are moving to expand its use permanently. If it hadn't been for COVID, we might not have made such a dramatic and beneficial switch so quickly. COVID-19 also catapulted your career forward as well. Faced with unforeseen interruptions in your education, you became relentless problem solvers, partnering with your faculty, staff, and each other as students to figure out the details of the evolving situations. In the process, you've honed 3 skills that will be especially important for your future careers in medicine. 1, you've learned to focus on people, not just science and disease. Conducting patient consults by telephone without a hands-on exam meant you had to consciously identify other ways to see and understand a patient as a whole person, even if, and especially if, that patient's experiences may be dramatically different from your own. You have also engaged with your community. Some of you have helped register older adults and Spanish-speaking individuals for vaccine appointments. Some of you have volunteered to vaccinate community members in underserved areas. As you compensated for what was lost in your education, you strengthened your skills in understanding people from diverse backgrounds. That will serve you well in your career. 2, you've learned to recognize, accept, and learn from your own emotions and reactions. Certainly, March 2020 brought fear and uncertainty and no small amount of stress. You responded by supporting each other, listening to the worries and joys of your peers, You gathered virtually to discuss lessons from Brene Brown about fear and about being vulnerable. Those are priceless lessons. Being a close observer of yourself and your own feelings and knowing when to ask for help will be critical for the remainder of your medical career as well. And there likely will be times in your career and life where you need help and support. Please remember that medicine is a wonderful but a demanding career, and it can be stressful. Your own health and well-being are paramount. If that day comes when you feel you need extra help and support, please know that it is not a sign of weakness to ask for help, but a sign of wisdom and strength. I faced some of those times and gained enormously by asking for help. And 3, you've already embraced that your learning process will never be stagnant. Just when you thought you were in the home stretch of your education, you learn new ways of doing things yet again. And that's just how learning in medicine works. We steadily gain expertise, but our learning can never stop because medicine is ever changing, because your life is ever changing, because each patient is different from anyone you've seen before. You've adapted to that already because you had to. You've done so by exercising your beginner's mind. The concept of beginner's mind comes from Zen Buddhism. As the monk Shunryu Suzuki said, in the beginner's mind there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. You have explored many possibilities at a time when it seemed as if there were few. And you did not give up, and you succeeded. Your open-mindedness and flexibility are the antidote to what ails our nation, especially its health inequities. For centuries, our society has marginalized certain groups who have not surprisingly suffered greater rates of disease. Collectively, generations like mine have failed to address many of the roots of the problem, including and particularly our long-standing history of systemic racism and poverty. Michigan State University pediatrician Dr. Mona Hanna-Attisha puts in context what's needed from today's doctors as a result. She says, physicians need to be trained to see symptoms of the larger structural problems that will bedevil a child's health and well-being. A child doesn't come to my exam room for food insecurity. Their moms don't call the clinic for an appointment because we can't make ends meet or there aren't any safe places to play outside. If we don't ask about the situation at home or learn to notice the clues on our own, we'll never find out what these larger problems are. She's right. As you move on in your career, find every opportunity to engage with your patients, their families, and your community. Do what you've done so well throughout this pandemic. Connect to understand your patients as people. And as I said before, your own well-being matters too. Care for patients, of course, but also care for yourself and your peers. I also want to offer that the Association of American Medical Colleges is another resource for you, not just now, but throughout your medical career. So please lean on us as you go forward in your journey. We are here to help. Given how you've come together this past year, I'm confident that you will continue to look out for each other while truly changing the world. And that change is my charge for you today as the graduating class. May the class of 2021 become the class of great change agents. You have what it takes to create a stronger and more equitable health system for all. And there couldn't be a more urgent time for you to bring about great change. That may mean starting small, but small changes lead to bigger changes, and you're already showing that you can do that. The world needs your energy and insights. Now is your time to act. I want to thank you for taking on this charge and assure you that your demanding days can be profoundly worthwhile. Medicine is one of the most rewarding careers there is. People will come to you during their most vulnerable moments, and you will bear witness To their pain, you will bear witness to their sorrow. You will bear witness to their joy. And you will make an impact both professionally and personally. In a way, I envy you because you are just beginning the next phase of this journey and have many years of rewarding work ahead of you. Congratulations again on all you have accomplished. You've earned this great celebration today. Be proud. And congratulations to your support networks and to everyone at the College of Medicine Tucson who helped make it possible to celebrate this milestone. It took all of you, down to the librarian who I understand helped provide outdoor Wi-Fi spots when working indoors just wasn't safe. I'm in awe of how everyone came together. And I'm in awe of this class of graduates. I'm so honored to share these few moments with all of you. Congratulations, class of 2021. Now go forth and be the great change agents. Congratulations and thank you.
As part of a rich tradition at the University of Arizona College of Medicine, Tucson, graduating students vote for outstanding professors in the basic and clinical sciences. These exceptional faculty would normally serve as student marshals. This year, Dr. Bill Rappaport and Dr. Todd Vanderau were chosen as outstanding professors in the basic and clinical sciences by the graduating class. Congratulations. We will now recognize our graduates. President Robbins, I now have the honor to present those candidates who have met the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Medicine. Will the candidates for Doctor of Medicine please stand if you are able to and be recognized?
By the authority vested in me by the Arizona Board of Regents and acting on the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the Doctor of Medicine degree with all the attendant rights and responsibilities. Please accept my warmest congratulations. Well done.
Thank you, Dr. Robbins. Will the new doctors please be seated? Before we begin to call the name of each graduate, I would like to say a few words about the process. The College's Societies program is a longitudinal mentoring program and learning community in which small groups of students are assigned a faculty physician who will not only teach the students clinical skills, but also serve as their mentor during the 4 years of medical school. The Societies program is divided into 4 houses named after Tucson mountain ranges: Catalina, Rincon, Santa Rita, and Tortolita. Each house is served by a house dean in order to provide an enhanced student experience. Tonight, in the spirit of the Societies program, the names of each student will be read by their house dean as they come to the stage by house in the following order: Catalina, Rincon, Santa Rita, and Tortolita. Students will come forward and be hooded by one of the Society's mentors for their house and return and stay standing at their seats until I administer the oath. College of Medicine degrees are conferred through the main campus graduation service teams and diplomas, and these will be mailed to you and should arrive in 2 to 3 weeks. I would like to invite Dr. Kathy Smith, Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, and the Catalina House Dean to the podium to introduce the first group of students.
Good morning. Will the mentors hooding the Catalina House, Drs. Colleen Cagno and Kevin Moynihan, please join me on stage? Students from the Catalina House, please come to the side of the stage to be introduced. First up virtually, Dr. Taylor Drake. Dr. Godwin Anyanwu. Dr. Aaron Bai. Dr. Joshua Bryce Calton. Dr. John Samuel Costanza. Dr. Fiorella Alexandra Estrada. Dr. Jennifer May Fernandez. Dr. Jessica Lee Fontes. Dr. Nevros Carr Gill. Dr. Catherine Michelle Keene. Dr. Lakshmi Ramia Malati. Dr. Christopher Michael Mazis. Dr. Riley McDougall. Dr. Delara Oner. Dr. Adam Rusas. Dr. Alejandro Sanoja. Dr. Abigail Gonzalez Ayong. Dr. Madhulika Banerjee. Dr. Karen Beltran. Dr. Christian Allen Bergman. Dr. Yara Gottme. Dr. Nicholas Grabbrot. Dr. Jeremy Head. Dr. Tom Lay. Dr. Alex Lim. Dr. Kenya Luce. Dr. Aaron Truing. And once again, Dr. Godwin Anyanwu. I'd now like to invite Dr. Violet Seawick, Assistant Dean of Student Affairs and Rincon House Dean, to the podium to introduce the next group of students.
Welcome. Will Dr. Tejal Parikh and Dr. Patricia Levinson please join me on stage? Students from the Rincon House, please come to the side of the stage to be introduced. Dr. Daniel Carlson. Dr. Stephen Davidson. Dr. Joshua Gormley. Dr. Matthew Groisman. Dr. Garrett Hamlin. Dr. Ariel Johnson. Dr. Brian Kromenacker. Dr. Lynn Pham. Dr. Wesley A. Robertson. Dr. Rinku Saju Sakaria. Dr. Jessica Swanson. Dr. Tianyu Tang. Dr. Nicole Elizabeth Vijani. Dr. Thomasina G. Blackwater. Dr. Christopher G. Gomez. Dr. Manor Asib. Dr. Karen Ibarra. Dr. Darren Mark Kempton. Dr. Erica Kroll Kaninskis. Dr. Victor Lecky. Dr. Chelsea Marshall. Dr. Kevin Maurman. Dr. Abby Moskowitz. Dr. Colin O'Brien. Dr. Siddhant Talwar. I'd now like to invite Dr. Richard Amini, Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, and the Santa Rita House Dean to the podium to introduce the next group of students.
Hi, everybody. Will the mentors hooting the Santa Rita House, Dr. Paul Gordon, Ali Min, and Al Jasius, please join me on stage? And students from the Santa Rita House, please come to the side of the stage to be introduced. First up, virtually, Dr. Asim Zeri. Dr. Daniela Boros. Dr. Arian Dionorine. Dr. Michael Deary. Dr. Brianna DeHone. Dr. Alexi Jane Hendricks. Dr. Catherine Herrera Toit. Dr. Jacqueline Rose Hoffman. Dr. Brooks Wallace Johnson. Dr. Ashwini Kavedi. Dr. Adrian Marie Kishi. Dr. Kayla Elizabeth Levine. Dr. John Lee. Dr. China Ray Newman. Dr. Philip Vartanian. Dr. Marie Bernadette Sabanal Villanueva. Dr. Hunter Jasius. Dr. Kristen Elvimo Taylor. Dr. Mohammed Khalid Ali Abdarrahim. Dr. Kava Chase Afu. Dr. Mazen Marwan Aish. Dr. Philip Bellone. Dr. Molly Brady. Dr. Tatiana Jerome. Dr. Mary Irene Junak. Dr. Piathita Obert. Dr. Joshua Puri. Dr. Luis Rafael Paulino. Dr. Donovan Hugh Tran. I'd now like to invite Dr. George Fantry, Senior Associate Dean of Student Affairs and Admissions, as well as the Tortolita House Dean, to the podium to introduce our final group of students.
Good morning, everyone. Will the mentors hooding the Tortolita House, Drs. Carlos Gonzalez, Randa Qutop, Patricia Levinson, and James Warnicki, please join me on the stage. Students from Tortolita House, please come to the side of the stage to be introduced. First up, virtually, Dr. Tony Maltiotti. Dr. Andrew Alex. Dr. Nicholas Barney. Dr. Guadalupe Ibanez Davila. Dr. Joseph Demerjian. Dr. Natalie Poonam de Quillfeld. Dr. Stacy Jaw. Dr. Kelechi Aberaku. Dr. Abdallah Saad Alabaji. Dr. Willie Muhammad Johnson, Jr. Dr. April Lynn Olson. Dr. Kaylin Patricia Ringenberg. Dr. Lorella Bearberry Weiss. Dr. Joshua Andrew Yell. Dr. Brian Cherlino. Dr. Seth Cohen. Dr. Natalie Marie Davis. Dr. Casey Gilbert Guard. Dr. Paul Alexander Haddad. Dr. Eudoria Shu Lien Lee. Dr. Melissa Yanting Tang. Dr. Jaime Contreras. Dr. Riyasha Dalat. Dr. Simone Carlson Hyman. Dr. Kylie Nicole Kenny. Dr. Sandra Ixchel Vasquez Salas. Dr. Sabrina Webster. Congratulations to all of our graduates.
It is now my honor to administer the Hippocratic Oath. Class, I will read a section, then you will repeat after me. In accordance with the Oath of Hippocrates, I solemnly pledge by all that I hold sacred that according to my ability and judgment, I will keep this oath and stipulation. I will follow that method of treatment which, according to my ability and judgment, I consider for the benefit of my patients, and I will abstain from whatever deleterious and mischievous. I will give no deadly medicine to anyone if asked, nor suggest such counsel. I will not perform any illegal operation into whatever house I may enter. I will go for the benefit of the sick and will abstain from every voluntary act of mischief and corruption. Whatever, in connection with my professional practice or not in connection with it, I may see or hear in the lives of humankind which ought not to be spoken abroad, I will not divulge, reckoning that all matters should be kept secret. I will always honor my teachers, and I will impart by precept, lecture, and every other mode of instruction a knowledge of the art of medicine to all those deemed worthy and who are bound by a stipulation and oath and to the law of medicine. While I continue to keep this oath unviolated, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art respected by all humankind at all times. But should I trespass and violate this oath, may the reverse be my lot. Thank you. As our ceremony comes to a close, I would like to thank the Presidential Events and University Ceremonies Office, which organized today's ceremony, as well as numerous staff volunteers who have helped make this a special event for our graduates and guests. I would also like to express appreciation to the faculty and administrators who gave their time today to take part in this special milestone event in our graduates' lives. Your presence means a great deal to them. And finally, thank you to our speakers, China Ray Newman and David Scorton. This day signifies a new beginning for each of you. In addition to earning the degrees conferred upon you today, you have earned the right to be associated with a very special group of individuals. Since our first class graduated in 1971, thousands of students have received a diploma from the University of Arizona College of Medicine. After this ceremony this morning, our total alumni family will number more than 4,300. You are now all alumni of the University of Arizona College of Medicine, Tucson. This day is a milestone, not only in our lives and your lives, but also in the life of the university. I offer my warmest congratulations to you all. Make us prouder still about you than we are tonight. And know that we will continue to celebrate your inevitable achievements. President Robbins.
Says I'm supposed to ask you to rise for your final rite of graduation, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I just wanted to take a minute to go off script here and to tell you how proud I am of all of you. There are thousands of people who wanted to be in your seats today. You earned the right to be here. You've done all of the work, and you'll go out and after fulfilling your hopes and dreams, you'll go out and simply make the world a better place. I wish I could go back 40 years and be where you are today. I am so excited for all of you. And if you get a chance, go back and listen to what Dr. Skorton said. You probably caught up in the emotion. You're tired of listening to all of us talk. But he's a renowned pediatric cardiologist, served as the president of the University of Iowa, Cornell University, president of the Smithsonian, and now the AAMC. So take his words. It reminded me the first night I was on call as an intern. You'll be on call the first night also. I had a little baby who had just had a tetralogy of Fallot repair, and then the second case was a man with coronary bypass on an intra-aortic balloon pump. And about 10 o'clock at night, the chief resident looked at me and said, "These two patients will be just fine unless you make a mistake tonight." So you can imagine I was up all night asking the nurses, the respiratory therapists, the pharmacists for all the help they could give me. Don't be afraid to ask for help, but you're prepared. You have got this. Go out and make the world a better place. So now, to signify the completion of this rite of passage called commencement, and to mark the end of your apprenticeship at the University of Arizona, please move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your TAMs. Congratulations to all of our new graduates and doctors. Now please all rise and join me in the singing of the alma mater. You will find the words on the screen. Paige Mills from the College of Fine Arts recorded this earlier and will lead us, accompanied by alumnus Russell Ronnebaum. As we conclude the 157th commencement of the University of Arizona and the 50th anniversary of the College of Medicine Tucson convocation, you may henceforth consider yourself MedCats for life. At this time, I invite my university colleagues and our esteemed guests to leave the stage. Thank you all for taking the time to celebrate with us today. Please remain in your seats until the platform party has exited. And we ask graduates and families to please maintain proper social distancing as we exit the Sports Center and meet with each other well outside the venue. Congratulations again, and thank you for being here today to celebrate with us.